can a Christian married couple support each other's spiritual growth and development?
We often hear the statement, "My job as husband or wife is to get my spouse to heaven." Now, we understand the intention behind that, and it is a good one. We're a little uncomfortable with this expression for a couple of reasons.
Firstly, we're in danger of running roughshod over our spouse's free will. Faith is an invitation to relationship with God. That can't be forced, and it shouldn't be. God is a gentleman. He would never force a relationship, and we shouldn't either. We can be supportive, but it's not our job to get our spouse to heaven.
Secondly, our first priority is to get ourselves to heaven. Our job is to pay attention to our spiritual self-development. And frankly, it's a little too comfortable and a bit arrogant to make a project of our spouse's spiritual journey at the neglect of our own. Our own project is never complete. And furthermore, there's a real risk that we impose on the other our superficial or external indicators. Like, did she say the rosary yesterday? Did she go to confession last time? These are all good things, but they are only measures and not necessarily the right measures of their spiritual journey. Furthermore, there's a real risk we impose on the other our superficial or external indicators that we think are important, like, did she say the rosary yesterday? When did she last go to confession? Now, these are all good things, but they are not the only measurements of their intimacy with God. We can't push our spouse or our children or anyone to faith, no matter how much we wish it for them. We can only walk that journey ourselves and be a living witness to the attractiveness of faith.
So we think this phrase should really be, my job is to lead, not get my spouse to heaven. So the emphasis is on my responsibility to grow in faith and be an example and a witness. And maybe another expression is that it's my mission as a husband or wife to be a messenger of God's love so that my spouse encounters God through me. That means I have to faithfully represent God to my spouse. And I can't do that if I'm not focused on developing and growing in my own relationship with God.
And here are a few other tips. Firstly, pray for your spouse. Surrender your spouse into the care of Jesus. Entrust him or her to Christ and pray that you will never interfere in God's plan for your spouse's life. We can always do that, even if our spouse has no faith or has abandoned their faith. And we don't need to advertise it either.
Secondly, in the context of both of us being committed to growing in our faith, we can give each other permission to challenge, to remind, to affirm, to encourage each other in that journey. But always be vigilant to avoid becoming a nag. We're not our spouse's parents, so take care not to treat them like a child. We're their lover, the one to whom God has sent us to reveal the depths of his love. That's a mighty responsibility and a glorious honour.